Let me know when you start.
Okay. I started.
Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of quick. All right, well, hello everyone, whoever's out there. Okay, we're starting our live stream for this week, and that is the reference we're going to be using in front of us on the left. So I'm going to start this. I'm going to do a gouache painting as per usual, and I'm going to start with a pencil drawing of what exactly it is I'm going to paint. Oh, by the way, Karen is here.
Hi, everybody.
So just as you guys come on in, just let us know you're here. Let us know so we won't feel all alone, you know? Let me move this a little bit. Just trying to place it so that I could get where I'm going. It has been a day. I usually start my day doing my gouache class for Penn Studio Art School on Saturdays. So actually, and today we did not paint. Today we started working on a painting together. I started a drawing with them. We worked on together to consider just to consider what we're going to paint, because I figure the best way to do this for a beginner class is just to work on this together and learn as we go forward.
You have an interesting subject today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You like the photo?
Yeah. I think it's a bit of a challenge with the code and the beads and
You know what? I wasn't even paying attention to the beads.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Uh-oh. Well, I made it all too big. I don't want that. I want it to fit on the... So let me do this. Her head is kind of like a square. So, okay, this is better. I can fit everything on the... fit everything on the page. Okay, this. fits better. She's got a really interesting nose.
Okay.
It literally shows the structure of the cartilage underneath.
Say again, you what?
You can really see the structure of the cartilage underneath.
Oh.
So, whoever's out there, I hope you're drawing along. I hope you're using this reference to just have some fun yourself.
Well, if anyone's out there, chime in. Let's chat.
So your usual cast of characters will
Our usual
cast of characters
I
will
like that.
come in at some point.
Okay, I think I have Swanadip Singer.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Hi, one request. Can you please make the reference pic smaller and your drawing larger in the screen?
Oh, that would be something that we would have to do at another time because that would just require so much moving around at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I made it this size for a reason because when I start painting, I want to move in my palette here. You see, right now I'm doing the drawing portion, so I'm not really ready for the palette yet.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why I'm
Oh, that you can't adjust it right now.
right, right.
Okay.
You
But
know.
sing though, we're gonna keep that in mind though. We're gonna keep that in mind. Okay. Well, Claudine Stone is with
Okay.
us. Remember Claudine?
Yes, I do.
She says, how do you get these reference pictures, and do you work from life?
Uh, okay. Yes, I do work from life. I prefer to work from life, but times being what they are, it's it's not something that I can do as often as I would like. This a lot of the times the reference photos I take myself. This is not one that I took myself. There's also sometimes I scour the internet looking for something that I can download that is royalty free. There are certain sites that allow that. Sometimes I would have to purchase it, and I've done that. So some of the photos that I've used, I've actually purchased from sites like there's one called posespace.com, which I use a lot. At other times there are, I Google royalty free photos to see what I can come up with, or artist reference photographs again to see just to see what I can come up with. And that's how I find a lot of these photos that I work with. But most of the time, I would prefer to take them myself. And I would take the photos. Sometimes I would be traveling outside, and I would just photograph people as photograph the landscape, photograph people. To use as reference later. Sometimes I would take photos of I've taken photos of friends and family members that I intend to use, for reference. My wife can tell you she's posed.
Yes. I was watching you draw for a little while an image you had of me, and I really liked it. It was really good.
Okay, thank you. So, but the preference is to draw from life. At other times, I haven't done this for a little while, but there were times where I have a mirror that I would just use for self-portraits, and I find that a lot better than having a photo of myself and using it for a self-portrait. So sometimes I would use a mirror. I remembered long ago, there was a time where I had actually stopped painting, and I missed it terribly. I guess there was it was a time where I was kind of discouraged and thought everything was going nowhere. So what was the point? But then it was just realizing that this is just something that I just always do. So I started painting again, and what I did at that time was starting to work from life, because that's what I knew. And I did, I don't know if you remembered, I did a painting of my son Joshua, and he was sitting on the couch, and I had asked him to sit for this painting. Now Joshua was he wasn't yet a teenager at that time.
I think I remember.
You remember he was at that time. The thing is, he was always good at reading. And there was a favorite series at that time, The Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Uh-huh.
that he would read. So I remembered painting that. It was a yellow cover, and painting that, him holding that book, and I remembered him just losing his patience, because you imagine you got to sit still for a while. And so I eventually took a photograph of him to finish the painting off, But it wasn't a very good painting, but it was the first painting that I'd done in a while.
Oh, do you mean live? That's what you're talking about?
At all.
Oh, okay.
At all. It's the first painting I've done in a while. And, I continued to sketch, to draw, more like doodle, but it wasn't with any seriousness, It was more like just, then, I just had to do it. I had to work. Because it's what I enjoy doing. So I just took it all up again, and I haven't looked back.
Okay. Well, we have RWZ, Riz.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce that, but RWZ. He said, "Hi, Gil. Love your portraits."
Thank you.
And he asked, "What are your favorite contemporary artists?"
Contemporary artists. Okay. There are quite a few. Not all of them I can remember their names, but I'm going to try. I think among them, Max Ginsberg, who taught at the High School of Art and Design. Then he taught at the college level at School of Visual Arts, and before that, Max was an illustrator. He worked as an illustrator doing book covers, mostly romance book covers. But the reason why I'm going to start with him is because I went to the High School of Art and Design where Max taught, and even though I had another instructor who was an even bigger influence, Max was still a big influence, and continues to be. He works now. He's not doing illustration. He's painting. He's just painting for galleries and selling his work and teaching. And he's the other instructor was Erwin Greenberg. He has since passed away, sadly, but he was the one who got me started. Got me started working from life, working from the models, learning about the art of the past, and so forth. And then apart from that, there are quite a few. I would mention Dean Mitchell, who's a watercolor artist, terrific artist. And he, not someone I know personally like Max, but he's a terrific artist. I like his work a lot. There's Bert Silverman, Harvey Dennerstein. These are artists who have taught here in New York City. I've never met them, but I do like their work. Let me see. There is, there are guys who I went to school with who are working in the field now. There's Garen Baker. There's, they graduated before I did, but they were part of this class kind of lineage, as far as the high school is concerned. They're all working in the field. They're all working as painters. They worked as painters. They worked as illustrators, and they've been very successful. So Garen Baker, Ricky Mojica, Angelo Tillery, who's a personal friend of mine. I kind of think, apart from the people that I know, I mean, I didn't know Dean Mitchell. I just like his work. There's another artist by the name of David Kassan, who draws and paints wonderfully. There's of course, the gang over at Watts Atelier, and Jeff Watts was the person who founded the school, but he has a lot of other people who he taught working for him, and you can check. They're on YouTube, so you can check them out. On YouTube, Watts Atelier. There's also Stan Prokopinko came from Watts Atelier. I like his channel and stuff. There are quite a few people here on YouTube that do terrific work. Like Stan Prokopinko. There are other people too. I just, it's just hard for me to remember all the names, but you can find them on YouTube. I like, even though I'm not an animator and I'm not someone who does animal drawings and stuff like that. I do like Aaron Blaze's channel, and I watch that often. Gosh, if I can remember everyone, that would be nice, but I can't, and I feel a little guilty for that because I do spend time watching all these channels.
That's quite a list of people you had just.
Yeah, if you're talking about contemporary people, I would think.
Yeah, contemporary artists.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that being people still living. Now, if you talk about my favorite artists in general, the list is long. And listen, let me not forget, before I got into painting from life, and I was really a fan of like comic book art. I really liked the old guys like John Buscema and Neil Adams, Bernie Wrightson, all those guys who are unfortunately not around. Neil Adams is around, but there's still guys who are doing that type of work and who are really good. Some of them I went to school with. There's if I could mention Javier. Javier. I'm forgetting Saltires. I'm forgetting how to pronounce his last name. He worked on Ghost Rider, and he also went to art and design. At least he was part of that early morning. We had an early morning painting class that was taught by Erwin Greenberg and Max Ginsberg, and where we worked from the model. And we were high school students. We worked from the model, and we would come in there early in the morning before class starts, about 2 hours before class would start. And we were all pretty dedicated. We worked from life, from the model, in oils or watercolors. Okay, so I'm going to try and move this over a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are my favorites. I mean, that I can remember as far as contemporary. Be interested to know. Do you guys have people you like that you wanna mention, call out, say, hey, I like this artist, or you know, I might, it might even refresh my memory.
The artists that you admire, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm sure if you've been on YouTube, we probably, and you like what I do, you may have been influenced by people who I like as well.
Okay. Well, Swandipa. No, wait a minute. Swanadip. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Singer. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm mutilating the name. I am a self-taught artist, and I want to study the human anatomy. So, can you please suggest which artist books do I have as a beginner?
Okay. There's quite a few. I would start with something like the Loomis books. Andrew Loomis came out with a book many years ago that is, luckily, they just they started to reprint a couple of years back, and there was one, it was on figure drawing. If you look up Andrew Loomis, Andrew ANDREW, Loomis LOOMIS, Andrew Loomis, and there's a particular book he wrote on figure drawing, and I forgot the exact title of it, but it'll be obvious. There's a whole series of books by Andrew Loomis that was very useful to a lot of later generations who did comic books and so forth, where they had to be familiar with the human figure, so I would definitely start there. There's everybody really talks about the Bridgman books. Now, Bridgman anatomy books, they're actually very good. I have never experienced a problem understanding it. Some people say that they have a problem understanding it because it's not really a manual of how do you draw the eye, how do you draw certain things. It was just a series of he taught anatomy at the Art Students League here in New York, and he was a very popular and very good anatomy instructor. And what happened was that his students put that book together. He didn't put any of those anatomy books together himself. I believe he was still alive when they were putting them together, though, and they were just basically done or put together by his students, and they just wanted to have a record of the lectures that he gave in class regarding anatomy. And so it is basically their notes. So for some people, it wasn't really clear. For me, I never had a problem with it because I just always understood that it was his notes. It wasn't anything that was meant to be like a roadmap to how you do things, how you paint something, you know, or draw something, or draw the anatomy. It was just you know, you're looking at the student's notes from his lectures, and with a bunch of his illustrations, his drawings, and they were drawings that were done in class from the model. They were not special drawings that were done for that particular book.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, we have Claudine chiming in again. She says, so you do not need to spray the drawing before painting?
No, yeah.
Okay. Is there a way to draw before doing oils?
Oh, okay. Oils is a different thing. Yes, you can draw before doing oils. And there's a number. This is, I'm working in gouache, so this is different. But oils is a different medium. You could definitely put some fixative on the drawing before you start painting. And what you can do is you can also, depending on the surface that you're working on, like if you're working on a board, there's an artist named James Gurney, another contemporary artist that I like. James Gurney, what he does is he works on, this is how he does his illustrations. He works on a board, illustration board, something similar to what I'm working on. This is a very thick piece of illustration board. And once he's done with the drawing, he seals it with fixative. And then once he's done that, what he does is he puts a coat of gesso over it, of clear gesso, so that he'll be able to see his drawing underneath. And if anything goes wrong and he has to go back to the drawing, he'd be able to do that, you know, by removing the paint. So that's one way of doing it. But that would, you know, there's a lot of different approaches. That would be one of it, one approach. And I tell you honestly, I have not, when I've worked in oils, I never really started off with a drawing. Most of the time, and I can't say never. There are times where I did, but most of the times I started off with just the paint. Just started off painting. Oils is a very forgiving medium. You can definitely paint over, you know, your mistakes. So I never worried about having a drawing underneath. That's how, and sometimes I do that with gouache too. But depends on how I feel.
Well, Claudine says, I never drawn using oils. Another student used to do charcoal, but it got muddy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know what? I've never done that. I've never used charcoal underneath. I know you can do it, you know, because there are painters that have done it, and they do excellent work. So I'm not saying that it can't be done, but it's not something that I've done. You know.
Okay. Well, Claudine says, I enjoy mixed media, but never use oils with mixed media.
Yeah, that which is smart. You know, because uh, it just you have to be aware of the media you're using with oils. First of all, oil is oil. So if you use a water-based paint with it, like I wouldn't use gouache with oils. You know, it just wouldn't work. There is a water-based paint that you can use with oil. It's called casein, but that's simply because when casein dries, it dries hard and it won't. Unlike watercolors or oil paint, it won't budge. You know, I've never tried mixing oils with acrylic, only because I'm not big on acrylics. It's just not a medium. I've used it, but it's not a medium that I'm particularly fond of as far as painting with. I like what people have been able to do with it, but it's not something that I'm particularly fond of to paint with. So, but there, I'm sure that I'm thinking that with what am I thinking? I'm thinking that with acrylics, that once the acrylic dries, you can paint over it with oils, and because gesso is you can paint over acrylic gesso, so I'm kind of thinking it's the same thing. Okay, but listen, good questions. I like your questions.
Yeah, we have people of all different, situations, whether they're taught in school or self-taught. You know, that's interesting. Uh, I admire those that are self-taught. You know, that tells me they love it and that they do what they can to bring about that creative talent out. You know. Gregors is with us.
Oh, okay. See, I told you. The old gang will show up.
Uh-huh. And he says hello.
Hey, Gregors.
Hello. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, Gregors, thanks for being with us today.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. Mhm. Mm. Okay, well, RWZ has a question to ask you.
Sure.
Have you ever tried to varnish your gouache paintings?
You know what? I have. I varnished it. I've used a spray varnish one time, but it's not something that I want to do. I've heard recently, and it's something that I have not been able to try yet, about using Dorman's wax on to varnish your gouache and protect it. So in case it gets wet, whatever, the water won't affect it. Uh, so I just have not been able to find time to get that yet. But it is something that I definitely want to try.
Okay. Well, he says, I've recently tried some, and the result is great.
The wax?
No, the garnishing the gouache painting.
Yeah,
Oh.
with the wax medium.
Oh, okay. He said almost like an oil painting.
Mm. Yeah, I saw where people had put that online as far as what they did, and it looked good. It looked good. It definitely changes it.
Okay. Yeah. So we have comics and stuff with us.
Oh, okay.
Hi, comics.
Comics played hooky today.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what he says. He said, hello, guys. Sorry I missed the class today, but feeling under the weather today.
Okay, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah. Here watching your stream on my phone while I rest and recoup.
Cool.
Okay. Well, sorry to hear that you're not feeling good. I hope it's not serious, and I hope you do feel better. Oh, okay. I was noticing that you were putting down dark coats of the images, of the face.
Mhm.
And yeah. So now I see you putting lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. RWZ. He says, no, I've used the liquid glossy varnish.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The wax one is good too. It keeps color matted.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, comments and stuff says thanks, guys.
Mm.
Nothing serious, but just got to get some R&R.
Sounds okay.
Yeah. Okay. He says watching you paint is R&R. Mhm. Yeah. Well, again, we're glad that you're with us. You know, we hope that you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, Greg Lewis chimes in with us. He says, I took the advice for the sketch, and my friend paid me twice as much as in the contract.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the sketch of the dog is called Aretha.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, it sounds like he had a sketch. He sketched the animal.
Okay.
Yeah. And got twice as much. Well, congratulations on that then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He says thank you. Mm-hmm. really coming out well.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering what you were going to do with the headscarf. And I see a touch of blue in it. And I'm looking at the reference picture, and it's just uncanny how you picked up that tint, that's in the headscarf.
Oh, okay. It's uncanny.
Huh?
Uncanny, like the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Uncanny X-Men. Yeah, I gotta put in something for the background, because then the headscarf isn't gonna stand out if I don't.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and this is just to hold it. I'm not sure what color I'm gonna make the background, but I need to make it pop.
Oh, okay. And you know what? It's so funny. I was thinking about, well, green might be a good choice. And I'm thinking because behind her, it looks like there's foliage,
Yes.
behind her. And,
Yeah, that's exactly.
say again?
That's exactly why I chose green.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And this image again, you got this image off the internet?
Yeah.
Or, oh, okay. I was wondering, did you take this picture?
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't know anybody who
I know
looks
you
like
said
that.
earlier, huh?
I don't know anybody who looks like this.
Oh, okay. Well, it could have been somebody from the neighborhood,
I've never seen anybody in the neighborhood dressed like this.
Oh, well, you know what? We have winters. It looked like she has a coat on. No?
No, no. Not
Okay.
that.
All right. I'm just saying.
I'm just, So I'm just trying to get the thing covered, you know. There's a lot to go over here. But I figured as long as I have paint on this board to push around, then it should be fine.
Mm.
Okay.
Gregor says Viking women.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much what she's dressed as, a Viking, you know.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know whether this is from one of those medieval festivals.
So let me ask you, you rethought the beads?
No, it's just a detail I don't need to worry about right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
can always paint on top of this later. It's just not important.
Okay.
Those are like the last details to worry about.
Uh-huh. I see you're really focused on the face.
Yeah,
Really,
because
yeah.
the painting isn't about the beads
Yeah,
the no. I'm just saying is
uh-huh.
or the fur coat or her headdress or anything else. It's about her. So obviously that's going to be the most important thing. You know.
Okay.
Everything else is a matter of does it help or not? Is it
Mm.
important to have in there, or is it just you won't miss it? You know.
Okay.
There's
And you make those assessments every time that you do a
yeah.
portrait. Okay.
There's a
It's good.
painting.
It's good to know the thinking. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a painting by the illustrator Frank Frazetta.
Mm-hmm.
That anybody is familiar with his work, there's an illustration he did about these polar bears, right? And they are pushing this sled. You know, I think what is it? Is it Silver Warrior? I think is the name, the title for the painting. And so no one really notices that there's no harness to hold these bears to the sled, because it wasn't needed. Nobody misses it until it's mentioned to say, hey, yeah, how are these bears pulling this sled and there's nothing, they're not tied to it.
Oh, okay.
Nobody would have noticed it, and he did. And he said that he did that purposely. He did that deliberately because it was just an unnecessary detail. So he left it out, and he said, and he's right, because nobody misses it.
Mm.
Nobody would have thought of it until he pointed it out. Hey, there's no harness there to hold the to tie these bears to this sled that they're supposedly pulling.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Claudine chimes in. She says, my teacher used to say to always bring a piece in full so that anytime you stop, it looks complete. To focus on the whole and what's important, not the piece by piece I see most photorealists do.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just backing up your point.
Okay.
that you make? I'm asking.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. My teacher used to say to always bring a piece in full. Oh, okay. So that anytime you stop, it looks complete. Okay. To focus on the whole and what's important, not the piece by piece I see most photorealists do. Okay. Okay, she said yes, I'm agreeing. Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
I thought she was agreeing with your point. I think we were talking about the beads and you were explaining why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, it's not important at the time. So yeah. Well, thank you, Claudine. Thank you. You know, you could learn. I'm learning a lot about art, not only by you, but by the people, by the fans that follow you
Mm-hmm.
and have so many interesting questions and statements and comments.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So that's just to give a. Karen has helped me, but she's not an artist herself. So she's learning about art from this experience.
Yeah, you could you could tell. I don't know.
No, not exactly. I mean, you know what? I mean, the art world doesn't just need artists; it needs people who appreciate art.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
so it really all counts. Everybody counts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, Claudine says, art is not just to create, but a form of communication.
Mm-hmm.
So the audience feedback response is just as important.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So Claudine, you know what? I am learning that that's what it is too. It's a form of communication,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you know what. I think I'm a detailed person. I pay attention to details. I think I do that a lot,
Uh-huh.
and I guess that's why I make comments about well, are you leaving this out and that out, and I need to see the overall, much more. So, And you know, Claudine, that's, you know, I think that's where I'm at with it. But yeah. Okay. Claudine says, I always tell people English is my second language, art is my first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, I made this analogy on a comment in Instagram. You know, and not everybody got it. And it was basically the people who did get it. Well, let me first say what I said. I said that basically painting is like, you know, it's like anybody can learn how to draw. I really do believe that. It is a skill that can be learned, but that's not where the art is. The art is in what you have to say once you acquired the skills necessary. You know, it's like writing. Writing is a skill that we all learn to one degree or another, depending on how we apply ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. We all learn to write. You know, if you go to college, everybody learns to write a good paper. You know, and you know, it just depends on the person, but anybody can learn how to do a structured sentence, how to do you know, beautiful sentences as far as the structure and you know, the clarity and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. Well enough to communicate. The thing is that doesn't make us Tolstoy. You know,
okay.
It doesn't make us Tolstoy. There's something more that Tolstoy does when he wrote War and Peace that makes it the novel that it is. You know, it's something that separates the artist. It's not necessarily the skill at writing a good sentence. It's how you communicate your ideas. That's where you find the art. Because, you know, I point out, and it was pointed out to me when I went to college, because I was concerned about my writing. I said, gee, you know, my writing is not that good. I need to, and then, you know, my instructor had encouraged me. He said, no, your writing is good. Your writing is good. If your grammar worries you, then, you know, he gave me a book to get. He suggested I get a book that gosh, I wish I could remember the name of the book, but something like The Practical Stylist or something like that. And he said, but otherwise, you know, you do fine. You know, the thing that he pointed out is that, you know what, Shakespeare wrote a lot of run-on sentences. You know, he was famous for his run-on sentences. And so it wasn't like his grammar was so spot on that made him a great writer. It was his ability to communicate his ideas. And that's what art is. You know, you can learn these things, but your ability to communicate your thoughts so that other people can understand what it is you're trying to say, that's where the art is.
Oh, okay. Say that again.
I said, you're a bit. Oh, after I did all of that, I was dang, it was that was pretty good. I mean,
yeah, that caught me.
I said that your art is your ability to communicate your thoughts.
Okay.
You know, that was pretty good. You got to stay with me throughout the whole thing, because you know, you got to catch it.
You got to catch it. Okay. No, but that was a very good point. Okay.
Okay, so I am going to continue to work on this. I like what happens all the time, right? And post the finished painting on the community page, on the community tab in my
YouTube.
YouTube channel. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But it's just a lot to go over here. This is a lot of adding things, taking things out, and then trying to not let the paint build up too fast. Because then it gets harder to paint over it after it builds up too much. But it's a good start. It's a good start. Okay, so okay, so listen, let me leave this here, and I will finish this and post it on the community tab. Other than that, we will be back again next week with yet another live stream. Okay, and if you guys happen to had used this time to do any work of your own using the reference, it would be great. You guys would post it and just like if you were on Instagram or say Facebook, you would just tag me, Gil Robles, right? And I would be able to see what you guys did with it. I think it would be neat to see. Okay. So, in the meantime, I'm finding it hard to get away from this thing right now.
Yeah.
But
you're doing such an excellent job. I can see why.
Oh, thank you. So that is where I will leave it for now. But we'll be back. We'll be back, and you will see this maybe in a couple of days on my community tab. Other than that, listen, thank you for stopping by. And I don't often do this, but I just want to reiterate there's just a number of ways that you can support us, support our channel. There's the icon on the top right, top left, I'm sorry, of the screen. Buy me a cup of coffee. There you can put something in as far as what is the super chat or whatever, even if we're not here. Or you can join me on Patreon. The link is below, and there are several levels from $1 to $40, where there's just those three tiers, and you decide how you want to contribute or support to our channel and our cause to just continue to do this art that we enjoy so much, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, was there anything anybody said before I?
Oh, well, you know what? Maritza was with us.
Maritza.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what Maritza is saying. Okay. She says, hello. I just wanted to let you know if you change the size of the reference for next Saturday. Okay, and then her second comment, don't make the reference too small. I always try to paint with you, and that would make things difficult for me.
Oh, okay. So I guess she said to change the size so it's a little bigger?
She said if you change the size of the reference for next Saturday.
Okay. You know on the where is it? On the bottom, like if you click on the like on the I'm sorry, I'm moving off camera for just a second. If you click on here, right? Mm-hmm. If you you can go to the right of your YouTube, bottom right, and you can select full screen. So you can get to see the image and everything full screen. That might be easier for you to view the image rather than just as that little. It gives you the option if you tap on your the YouTube video, and you see on the bottom right, you see different options all the way to the bottom right. It gives you the option of doing a full screen. So that way you have a bigger screen to view everything with. I'm trying to make a balance of things because some people are asking me that they want to see more of the painting and less of the photograph. Other people are asking me that they want to see more of the photo, and I am for the side of the people who want to see more of the photo. So I'm trying to do a balance of both, and I'm also trying to include the palette and just as much as I can on here to accommodate everyone. But I do like the idea of sharing this time together so that we can all draw together, and that's really the reason why I started this. Is just, hey, why draw by yourself? You can just share this time and have a number of like-minded people join you, in doing this, and just having some fun. So I'll keep that in mind, Maritza, for next time. Okay. So that's right. That's it for today. Again, it'll be on my community tab, on my YouTube page. Once I'm done with it, it will give me a couple of days, and then we'll see you next Saturday.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody, and comments and stuff, take care. Hope you guys feel better.
Definitely.